why we're actively discussing what steps we would take should the government, local or federal, attempt either forced vaccination or a papers, please / scarlet letter requirement. Would we take up arms as modern-day Lexington and Concord, or succumb to the spirit of the edge? We're leaning towards the former, but would prefer to live out our days on land and peace and tranquility. How prevalent do you think this discussion is across the country? We wonder, would we be Ruby Ridge, forgotten by most today, or Lexington and Concord, where citizens came out of the woodwork to beat back the oppressor and mark a turning point in history? How alone are we?
Good question.
So, Leon and Aaron, the question lived up to the hype. All of us that love liberty need to ponder this question now. And the reason I think we need to ponder this question now,
yes, we need to,
is because if we ponder it now, I don't think we'll have to face it later. Because there's still a vast chasm between succumbing to the spirit of the age and taking up arms against your government. Meaning that there are options before you have to arrive at that dramatic course of action. And I think you have to look at our nation's founding. They had many of these same disagreements with the British Crown in 1766 too. This went on for several years. They didn't just, at the first sight, go, oh, hell no, and load the muskets. Now, those overtures did not work for them. But, you know, they were attempting to essentially live off a Magna Carta pact that predated them by hundreds of years. They didn't have a constitution. They didn't have a Second Amendment.
We barely
do. They didn't have state and local governments with the power that our state and local governments have. They didn't have a lot of the advantages that we have now. In fact, they had to create those advantages. Contemplate this for a second. We were talking about this off the air the other day. Shortly after creating a new government, our founders gave the people the means to overthrow them if they had to.
There you go.
They turned right around and put into place and gave to the people they were about to govern the powers that were denied to them, including the powers to bear arms against